Show me the money.
All right, show me the money. NFL picks for week number 3 are coming up right now. Join me today, somebody we haven't actually heard from since January of 2019. We were talking about prop bets for Super Bowl 53. Good friend of mine, Jet fan, Kevin Lillis, breaking the record for longest Gapman appearances. Kevin, welcome back. How are you?
I'm good, Mike. How are you doing?
Could be better because I mean we're both Jet fans. That stinks.
Yeah.
The Mets at least are winning. The Mets at least winning tonight. They're up 2-1 as of recording, but they're not going to the playoffs.
Oh, Mike, the latest thing I saw from the Mets was that the stadium was on fire, and I just said, well, what else could go wrong?
Yeah. I'm going to talk about the Mets at the end of the show, but such a fitting end to the Wilpon era that a fire on the background, the final Sunday they have a home game, and they're going to miss the playoffs, and they're 18th in the National League get in.
I mean, what else is going to go wrong next? What else is going to burn down? But didn't the stadium catch fire last year too?
Yes, it did.
I think they need to. I think the FDNY needs to review all their sprinkler systems.
Yeah, they absolutely do. But like the Mets, I think the sun's coming out tomorrow with them. We're gonna have good news with them going forward. But boy, oh boy, we got nothing going on with the Jets right now. Sunday was bad.
Mike, to be honest, I was driving back from Rhode Island and I purposely left my friend's house because I knew that game was going to be bad. After what I saw the first week, they are just inept, I think is the only word, and it starts with Gase. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, let's start here. I mean, 5 seconds into the game, 80 yards to the house, Raheem Mostert. I'm like, are you kidding me? We can't even get the game started and we're already down 7-0. And it was an untouched 80 yards, too. Nobody even laid a hand on Mostert.
And I just, before we came on, I saw news there that supposedly the practices are like barely considered practices at all. He seems to be like this, I mean, to me in person, he seems to look like some kind of perfectionist, but he can't seem to get anything perfect or anything right. Especially with practices, those are the most important things. Those are where, all your players learn and hone their skills and ready for Sunday. And if practices aren't, strict like they're supposed to be in football, then, what's the point of playing on Sunday? And it's just, I don't know. I'm starting to become very disenfranchised with them.
Yeah, I mean, you're referencing the interview Avery Williamson did on WFAN this afternoon with Joe Bango and Evan Roberts. He talked about, I think Bradley McDougall actually mentioned it after the game on Sunday, and we see all these things all the time. I mean, did you see the 3rd and 31 play?
I saw the highlight of it.
I just couldn't believe it. 3rd and 31, they run a give-up draw and get 55 yards. What is this?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But also, 3rd and 18, he doesn't realize that deep balls have 2 chances of success. Like, with a catch or a penalty, even if it's intercepted, it just usually acts as a good punt. He just seems to treat 3rd and anything like it's 6. Like it's 3rd and 18. I don't understand it. He's just like, I don't know. And the owners, something has to be done with this because the Johnsons are just driving this team into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you had one of my notes there. I said 3rd and 18. They run those give-up draws all the time.
Yeah, I can't stand it. I immediately thought of our friend Anthony Calby screaming at the TV.
Oh my God! This is a family
super fan.
I wanted to bring him on, but this podcast needs to stay a little family friendly. So otherwise, there'll be too many expletives coming in here. But
yeah.
I mean, as somebody who's watched this offense for about let's say 18 games now, Adam Gase, isn't this 90% wide receiver screens and runs right into the A gap? Isn't that the entire offense?
I don't know what he's trying to. I guess but
what's the
it's
point?
Almost like he's trying to be. It's cute. I don't understand it. He's thinking he's coming up with new systems with how to play football. He's just, I don't know what his mentality is.
Yeah.
It's he's constantly looking for the right play and he can't adjust to whatever the defense is putting out there. And, he never has the right personnel because he's not able to coach his personnel to the level needed to fit his system, which is, no one knows. Not even Belichick has a system like he does.
Yeah, it's really bad. And I mean, the sequences that really stand out to me was first that fourth and one play in the first half, down 14-3. They ran right in the middle of the line on back-to-back plays. And ESPN's Rich Cimini asked him the other day, on that 4th and 1 call. And this is from Cimini, what he said. He says, quote, "Why didn't Sam Darnold call a QB sneak on 4th and 1 play that failed? Not allowed per Adam Gase. Why not? That's my call," Gase said. With a gaping hole in the center left guard gap, Darnold would have made an easy first down. Gase said alls are built into certain plays, but not that one. Darnold, Adam said it best. I don't have the option to do that. We were worried about executing the play. If we execute the play call, we have a first down, no one will be talking about it. What was this thing that the quarterback can't audible on 4th and 1? What are we doing here?
Oh my God. What does he know? Like, is he acting like he knows something? He knows more about football than everybody else.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And like, I remember the initial reactions that we had when he got hired. I think, like, I was just, it was so out of left field because McCarthy was still eligible or still there, and like, I don't care what anyone says about him not wanting to play. Obviously, the Jets didn't offer him enough money. So, like me personally, I think the price wasn't right. And, some people didn't like McCarthy. I would prefer him to Gase, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Matt Rule's also in the mix, too. And I think they wanted to hire him, but they insisted on hiring Matt Rule's staff for him. And Matt Rule said, hell no, I'm not doing this. I'll stay in college another year. And he went to Carolina and picked his own staff. We'll see how badly that burns them. But Adam Gase also had some winners in the media the other day. I mean, he had this brilliant gem to say after the game when he was talking about like how his offense performed.
This is a year plus of you guys struggling to be able to move the ball on offense. Like
we were moving the ball early. We moved the ball. We got to finish in the red zone.
So is this like a successful day for you on offense?
No, we moved the ball at the beginning of the game. Then we had some injury issues. We were down to 2 wide receivers.
Let me get this straight. In the game when the 49ers had 9 starters out of the game, we're blaming injuries on the Jets? Come on.
Like, I hear that, and it sounds like a certain person at a certain level of politics in this country who seemingly does not want to, admit to details that are being brought forth in front of him. Like, moving the ball, yes, the ball moves. That's how the game works. There's no one restating that fact.
Yeah.
The problem is you don't move the ball enough.
Yeah. And let's get one thing straight here. Yes, Brashad Perriman going out hurts the offense, but and the 49ers playing without George Kittle, Richard Sherman, Deebo Samuel, Mustard, Jimmy Garoppolo, Nick Bosa. You can't make the excuse about injuries.
I couldn't believe it when I got home. Like, I drove 3 hours back from Rhode Island, and I get on, to see what their highlights were. We're going. I caught the Chargers-Chiefs game or whatever, and they brought up the whole injuries that the 49ers had, and I'm like, how did we lose this poorly? And it's going to reflect really badly on Sam Darnold, sadly, because I really think the kid has a lot of talent. He's got a great arm, and I think he's being wasted right now, and I'm afraid of what's going to happen next because it's only a matter of time, honestly, like before Gase gets fired.
Yeah,
and who is going to come into that spot is the big question.
Yeah, that's a matter of time for sure. But I do want to touch on one more thing from this game, which is after they get a miracle in the second half, Pierre Desir picks the pass off. They get down the field. They go 4th and 7. End up 4th and 7 on the play. I think they're inside the 10-yard line. Adam Gase opts to kick the field goal, make it 24-3, make it 24-6, making him 18 points instead of 21, which is whoop-de-doo. And he got asked about that one, too. Here's what he had to say about that.
Adam, can you explain the decision? Second half, you guys had gotten down to the red zone. You had that 4th and 6, 4th and 7. You decided to kick the field goal. I mean, the field goal.
Yeah, there's just not, there's not a ton of great plays on 4th and 7 when you're playing that defense. I thought we had a good play the play before, and that's a low percentage. And, we had our opportunity to score there. Just trying to get points, just try to get something going, get some kind of, just a little bit of positive juices flowing with our guys. It just, if we would have came away with no points, it's frustrating to get down there and not get any points. So just trying to get 3, just get something going, get our guys rolling a little bit.
I got two big problems with that. Number one, you're an NFL coach. You don't have a play call for 4th and 7? What world are you living in?
Oh, my God. What's he going on about juices?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the other
better excuse than that.
That's the other thing is like, oh, we need to do something positive here and get 3 points. 3 points does you nothing, but it's 24-3 in the fourth quarter. It's 24-6. What goal did you accomplish there? All you did was like decrease the margin of defeat. And that was basically saying, I don't trust you guys to score here, so let me get some points and make the loss not look as bad.
Oh my God. I can't even listen to him anymore. Honestly, that was just brutal.
It was really bad, and I got a great tweet from Great Football Perspective on Twitter, and he says here, Adam Gase's career record is 30, 29, and 8. That's 30 wins, 29 double-digit losses, and 8 single-digit losses. That's all you need to know is that one stat.
And how much is it going to go up, when they play the Colts this week?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we going to do? I don't even think I'm going to watch on Sunday either. I'm just like...
Why would you? Seahawks Cowboys are at the same time. You can have to watch actual football being played as opposed to whatever Adam Gase is trying to do.
Have a great game with that. So we've got a bunch of great games coming up this weekend, actually.
Yeah, you got the Seahawks Cowboys this weekend. You got Packers Saints Sunday night. Chiefs Ravens game of the year on Monday night. Why would you watch the Jets?
Great.
Why would you watch the Jets?
You have no reason to. Just as like I don't watch the Mets anymore.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for MetLife to catch fire.
Yeah, but like this is the thing that's worrying if you was a Jet fan because the owner Christopher Johnson like really was running to the press week 1 saying like I have faith in Gase. It can't get worse from week 1 to week 2. It got worse.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what you need to see because I don't know about you. Obviously they're going to lose this week. They are big underdogs. I mean, the Colts are almost minus 500 on them. 10.5, and they're almost minus 500 on the money line, which is like unheard of in an NFL game.
Jesus. Maybe I'll watch it for the comedy. Maybe it might be funny.
Yeah, you have to bet $500 to win $100 on the Colts. That's like obscene.
Well, you know what? Someone once told me it's not a bad way of betting because it's guaranteed money.
It pretty much is guaranteed money, and like let's look at it this way with the Jets. Like if you look at their schedule. They have the short week after this game when they lose, and they're going to play Denver at home. Denver's going to flying east on 3 days for the 3 days rest with Jeff Driscoll at quarterback. If they do not win that football game, that team's going like 0-9 because they are not beating the Chiefs, they're not beating the Cardinals, they're not beating the Chargers, the Patriots are in. They're not winning another game for a while.
Mike, I saw that Blake Bortles is interviewing in Denver, and I wouldn't be surprised if he played on Thursday. He would still beat the Jets. That's how bad they are.
Yeah, the Jets are not good. And then the thing you worry about is something you mentioned before. It's like, if this ends up going the way I think it's going to go, which is like, say, 2-14 at best, Gase is out the door, and then you sitting there at 1, are you going to end up giving up on Sam Darnold with a new coach who was not wed to this guy and the GM who didn't draft him?
So are you officially going into Gase watch? Like when, what week will he be let go?
I think the bye is the one I would look for because they have a bye week 11. If they're 1-9, I think he's gone. For sure. And you got Greg Williams.
And then who do you think? Oh, don't say that. I'm not a big fan of Greg Williams. I mean, how undisciplined our team is. I think a lot of it stems from him.
I think I said he's the interim guy, but then you have to worry about whoever you bring in next year. They're going to look at it and say, boy, I have number 1, I have extra picks, so I just take Trevor Lawrence and reset the clock, and then I have to dump Sam Darnold because my Adam Gase ruined him.
I'm like, I didn't get your opinion on Douglas. What do you think of him as a GM so far?
Douglas, I need to see more because, like, the line looks better for sure, but, like, he was not aggressive enough at receiver. The secondary still has issues. Like, it's going to take time because Mike McCagnon was such a dumpster fire as the GM that, like, he just really put this team in such a hole that, like, Douglas needs time to fix it. And I can see the appeal of, like, okay, we'll get Trevor Lawrence next year and reset the clock here and give ourselves, like, time to build around the rookie on the rookie contract. Because Sam only has 2 years left cheap before you have to pay him.
Yeah.
Which is not what you should have had to do. Now you should
have to give him some time.
Yeah, you can't, which is something that you shouldn't have to do. You shouldn't be wasting number 3 picks because your owner hires incompetent coaches. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, but that's enough for the Jets. We'll go to the picks. There's the reason why you're here. So
yeah, because I'm so lucky, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or me and my, my Super Bowl picks anyway are lucky.
Yeah.
Or about anything else.
Yeah. Anyway, Charlie Borges was here for Team Challengers last week. He went 2-1 the week. He had the Bengals getting the 5.5 in Cleveland against the Browns. They lost by 5, so he covered. He had the Packers laying 5.5 against the Lions. They came back to blow them out, so that worked out for him. He had the Vikings +3 in Indianapolis against the Colts. That one did not go so well. But still a 2-1 week for Charlie.
Well, let's see how well I do then.
Yeah. I had a pretty good week. I did go 3-0. Yeah.
And you had a pretty good fantasy week, didn't you?
No, I lost in fantasy. Don't remind me.
Oh, I thought you won.
Nope. Yeah, I had the Giants getting 6 points in Chicago. They lost by 7. They covered the number, so I was happy about that. I had the Dolphins +5.5 at home against Buffalo. They won that game. And I had the Ravens laying the 7. They blew the Texans out. So perfect 3-0 week in week number 2 for me, which I was happy because week 2 I think is the hardest week in the league to bet.
Pretty good though.
Yeah.
Say for yourself, 3-0.
Yeah. On the year, Teen Challengers is 5-1. I'm 5-1. So we are both off to hot starts. So we're going to see how this goes in week number 3. Kevin, you are up with your picks. Where are you going with pick number 1?
Pick number 1 is going to be the big game that I'm really looking forward to. It's the Monday night game, Chiefs-Ravens. I have a feeling Lamar Jackson is still a little bit ticked off from getting picked last in the first round of the draft. But, I think this kid could become something special, but I'm afraid Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they're I think, 3.5
Yep.
on the Ravens?
I believe so.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on this game because I think the Chiefs they are still the team to beat this year. They are a brilliant team.
That game is a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I would stay away.
They really are.
I would stay away from it just because the number I feel like is so spot on. But like, if you're getting Patrick Mahomes as an underdog, it's hard to argue that because you're not getting that very often.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where are you going with?
I love the kid too.
Yeah, where are you going with pick number 2?
Number 2, I'm going with the Steelers. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of Big Ben. I kind of like him. But I've watched their past 2 games. They seem to be pretty good. Roethlisberger and James Conner are back together. But the Texans, I don't know if their defense could stand up to the Big Ben. And you can't always forget. Everyone always forgets Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, he's just as dangerous.
Yeah. Number of that was -4, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I agree with that pick. That was one I would have gone with if you didn't go there because I write a column every week on Fanside about the 5 best bets of the week. I had the Steelers number 1 because the Texans did not look good either of the 2 games. I get they were playing the Chiefs and the Ravens, but they were awful in both of those football games. And Pittsburgh is a very good defense. Pittsburgh can run the football. Pittsburgh can do pretty much whatever they want here. They're at home. Give me that Steelers at 4 points. I think it's a bargain. Good job, Kevin.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with pick 2. And then my last is the Vikings over the Titans.
+2.5.
And it's I don't know. I have a soft spot for the Vikings.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Titans are that good. Minnesota's defense is pretty bad, I know, because they're on my fantasy team, and I've been screaming about it. But I don't think that the Titans are going to be able to beat out the Vikings, especially there's nothing scary about Tennessee's overrated defense. And Kirk Cousins is super streaky as of late. While Ryan Tannehill, I still don't trust Ryan Tannehill. I remember the Sports Pope was, loved Ryan Tannehill when he was drafted. I thought he was a great quarterback, but I don't know. I don't think Tannehill's got it. I think he's on the decline real fast.
Yeah, I love that pick too. Couple of things that I like about that pick. Number 1, the Titans again up 136 yards a game on the ground the first 2 games. They're going to run Dalvin Cook crazy. And number 2, the Titans only beat Jacksonville and Denver by a combined 5 points. They're going on the road to an 0-2 Vikings team that really needs the game. I love their spot there. I think the Vikings are going to win this game outright, so I think that's a fantastic pick out of you. I'm up now.
All right.
I'm up now. Pick number 1. Going right to the Colts, laying those 10.5 points against the New York Jets. This is just the lock of the week because Adam Gase's teams are not competitive. This is not a game they'll be close in. They're going on the road. They don't have Le'Veon Bell. They might not have Rashad Perriman. They might not have Jamison Crowder either. What do the Jets have going for them here? Nothing. And this is a guy who's lost 29 games by double digits, including 12 with the Jets. You're laying 10.5. It's not a lot. The Colts are going to win by 2 touchdowns. Give me the Colts, pick 1. Nothing to
That's a lock. That's a layup.
That's the lock of the week. If you're in those knockout pools, that's the lock of the week too. Colts over the Jets. That's the easiest one on the board.
Yep.
Pick number
For sure.
Yeah, pick number 2. I'm going with the dog here, road dog. I'm taking the Lions, getting 5.5 down in Arizona for pick game number 2. I think this is the Lions. I know they lost both games. They were up big in both of them, though. They collapsed to them. Kenny Golladay coming back is going to help. This is a spot where I think the Cardinals are going to be looking at the headline saying, boy, we're 2-0. Everybody loves us. This is great. We got the Jets coming up. We got the Panthers out. McCaffrey coming up. We can be 5-0. And then all of a sudden, oops, bad game. Lions are in this.
Yeah.
Lions can win this outright. I think Detroit at least covers the number. Give me the Lions plus 5.5, pick 2.
Nice pick.
Yeah. I think that's my logic there. Pick number 3. I'm going to go with the favorite here. I'm going to go with one that I think the number should be higher than it is here in the match. I'm taking the Buccaneers laying 6 points in Denver against the Broncos. I'm looking at this game, see the line. I'm like, they do realize that Jeff Driscoll is the quarterback of the Broncos, right? They do realize that Drew Lock is out and Cortland Sutton is out and Phillip Lindsay's out and yet Denver's at home. This is still a Tampa Bay team that's healthy, very good defense. They have weapons on all sides of the football. They're laying only 6. They will win this game going away. Jeff Driscoll cannot hang with Tom Brady. Give me the Colt.
Yep.
Give me the Buccaneers laying 6 in Denver, pick 3.
3 solid picks, Mike. I mean, one of them is, a lock, but the other 2 I really like.
Yeah. All right. To reset the picks of the week, Kevin is going with the Chiefs, getting 3.5 in the big game on Monday night against the Baltimore Ravens. The Steelers laying 4 at home against the Houston Texans. The Minnesota Vikings plus 2.5 at home against the Tennessee Titans. I am laying the Colts, the 10.5 points against the New York Jets. Detroit Lions getting 5.5 in Arizona against the Cardinals. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers laying 6 in Denver, week number 3. Those are your picks on Show Me the Money. Next week in this spot, our good buddy Will Smith coming on here talking about his Dallas Cowboys after they played the Seahawks. So that'll be some fun.
I love Will. Tell Will I said hello.
I absolutely will. Kevin, thanks for all the time. I really appreciate it. Before I let you go, any social media plugs you want to give out?
Just CastroPhoto.com is my Instagram page. Just doing, astrophotography shots that I've been doing, trying to get out. Iceland last year, saw the solar eclipse the year before. Trying to catch a few of the astrological things, keep myself my mind off of the whole pandemic.
All right, check out Castro Photo on Twitter, Kev on Instagram. Kev, thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Mike. Good luck, bud.
All right, up next, we're going to go to the 2 minutes. We're going to talk about the Mets right after this.